and the mid laner from Clutch.
Thank you, Riv. DeMonte, 2-0 weekend for you in Clutch, and you were absolutely pivotal to that comeback. What was that like for you?
It was pretty good. I think our draft was really perfect, honestly. I got to play Akali in a matchup that was there wasn't much pressure in the matchup, really. Akali and Urgot feels really good to play. It's kind of like whatever player is farming better is gonna win. And I think you saw in the game, I farmed well, I did my job, and then we got one critical pick, and then as soon as that happened, the game was pretty easy from there, so it went pretty well.
Now, were you nervous at all? I know in the top side wasn't exactly going your favor, but like you said, you were kind of waiting it out. So what was that like?
It was pretty good. I think I spent all last split doing what Huni did this game, so it kind of feels good to have his back now, because he had my back for so long, and that's kind of my goal this split, honestly, is to show that Huni said it as well, he wants the team to do good, not just him, and I think this is the start of it, and I think you're going to see a lot more games like that this entire split.
And we were talking before you took to the stage, and you told me, we got this game, I already have the mental victory. What does that mean?
I just think this year I'm just much more prepared than I was last year. I think I'm no longer a rookie, right? And before LCS, I'm not really nervous. Everything I kind of do, my preparation is just better than it was last year, and it just makes every LCS game much easier.
And I heard you have one extra means of support here today. Who's here? Who's cheering you on?
My dad, Craig DeMonte.
And what's that like for you having him here?
It feels really amazing.
Well, DeMonte, congratulations to you and Clutch. Thank you. And for more on the game, let's hear from the State Farm Analyst Desk.
Great to see that family support. Also great to see Clutch Gaming
what the heck?
2-0. What? Where did that come from? Game completely turned on a dime there for what looked to be like it was entirely in TSM's favor from the outset of the game. Top lane going over to Broken Blade by, a mile. And yet they're able to claw back into it in large part because of DeMonte's performance there.
And even looking at the team comps, we were both of the opinion that this is probably a better game for the side of TSM. Should it go kind of even into the mid and late because they have more CC? The scaling is relatively close, but you still have a Kaisa who's great in the late game. So it did feel with the advantage TSM was getting, their comp should also be able to continue out through the game.
As the game was going on, I kind of saw more and more of the flaws of TSM's comp. So I felt like they played it kind of bad in the first place, but second off, they don't have pressure in the 1-3-1, which is what both teams had to do. So the three champions mid are Ezreal, and he out-pressures Kaisa in that matchup because he just clears, he pokes, and you can't really back up the side laners. And then on top of that, Urgot doesn't really beat Akali in the side lane. Aatrox does beat Victor, but Aatrox kept leaving the side lane to come back to mid. I don't really know why he's doing that, but you're 3-0. Just keep killing your guy. He's not even building Frozen Mallet or Iceborne Gauntlet or Ninja Top. He's full AP, just dive the guy.
Yeah, I don't know why I understand wanting to put your resources elsewhere on the map and continue the snowball, but they were very bad about doing that. He lost his ult in a trade versus Akali in the middle of the map, 20 minutes into the game.
And that might be some of that inexperience showing, right? This is one of the youngest guys on the roster. He finds himself in the carry position, the guy with the gold on the team, and therefore might feel like he has to do something with it, when in reality, we just want to see him do more of the same, keep winning that harder, instead of necessarily trying to stretch that lead elsewhere. But I do want to dive to the big turning point in this game where Clutch turns it all around. A massive ace in the Barren River here.
Right, so this fight starts off really well for TSM, actually. They got a pick, but now you have to watch Sven during this fight. He gets Lyra super low, gets baited by the stopwatch, and just dies. Now, no one has an answer to Akali, since the only person that can kill Akali is Sven. But now he's dead, so DeMonte just cleans up.
There was definitely a miscommunication between the team, too, where you had Acadian and Broken Blade backing off right as Sven goes in because they were somewhat zoned by the Victor, but the Broken Blade still had his ult on his Aatrox with a couple seconds left, so if they wanted to continue chasing through that fight and actually try and clean it up, they might have been able to do that, but because only Sven goes in, then Sven dies, and you had Broken Blade lose the tail end of his ultimate timing out, as well as Acadian being low, suddenly there's no one but Urgot to do anything in that fight.
Yeah, from there, Baron gets picked up. Soon after that, a couple inhibs fall, and an easy cleanup for Clutch Gaming when it comes to securing that victory. Now I want to take a moment and pull out of the game itself, talk more about the league and these teams holistically. And in particular, I want to look at the top laner for TSM because he was the big talk coming into this split. One of the, most talked about acquisitions for any roster, but a relative unknown when it comes to how he would perform in the LCS. 1-1 is his record coming out of the weekend, but as was mentioned, he had a big solo kill on Sunday yesterday, even bigger solo kills on Huni today, and those are no slouches of opponents.
No, and I was ready to give him the A+ kind of treatment after 15 minutes of this game when you see him just destroying Huni in the top lane without too much jungler interference, and as well as having camping the brush behind the turret, kind of trying to extend that lead as much as he can. But then after these kills started coming in, he wasn't really able to convert that lead over the rest of the map quite like you see other truly, top teams do.
Right, but something good to note is that, having the base mechanics to be able to win the sign onto Victor matchup and then beat the Aatrox into Victor as well, he knows how to play tanks, he knows how to play bruiser champions. So it's easy to teach someone how to play the game, once you can get a lead, but it's hard to teach someone how to get a lead. But it shows that he can get it. Now all they have to teach him is a bit more about macro play, 1v3, or 1-3-1s, and team play. So.
Right, the foundation is there, the individual talent is there. Now, how do I take that individual talent and fit it into my team, my TSM? That's what is still left to be figured out for this squad.
Yeah, and super optimistic, looking forward to the rest of the season, seeing this guy play. He's definitely a shining light for TSM fans, I think, as well as the fact that despite this loss, which is gonna feel very bad, I think they're actually in a pretty good spot, all things considered. I'm more surprised about Clutch. Right. I did not think that they would go 2-0 this week.
Let's talk about that then. A surprising 2-0 for Clutch. I mean, I think a lot of people had this team in the bottom 4, 7 through 10 positions in terms of preseason power rankings. A 2-0 start's got to feel really good. How do you feel about their prospects?
I really like Piglet. I feel like a lot of people sleep on him since it's been a while since he's played. But I've laned versus that guy, and I've always thought he's really solid mechanically. You can look at this game and saw the amount of pressure he did bot lane. They chunked up 4 turret plates. They had full control mid when they started doing the 1-3-1, and he did a lot of work this game with no resources really given to him.
You've worked, obviously, with Piglet before as a coach, and yet he as a player has never found tremendous success in the LCS. Why do you think that is, and do you think Clutch gives him a different opportunity or maybe gives him something that he hasn't had to work with in the past that might make him more successful?
It's hard to say. I mean, he's always been the #1 threat on teams that he's been a part of, and so I think he's someone who kind of prides himself on that. He wants to be the guy. He wants to be the one getting the resources. And I think he's had some trouble assimilating to North American culture and these kinds of things on the old teams. Here, Huni's the guy. And so I think this is the first time in a long time, even in his academy days, where he has not been the main threat. And I actually think that suited him really well. Even back on his SKT days, it was Faker who was the main threat. So this might actually be closer to that. And here you see Huni fall behind, Huni get blown up. This is what everyone who's talking about Clutch is concerned about, how volatile they should be. And then Piglet kind of ends up being the rock, along with Demonte. We should include that Demonte had a great game, too.
Yeah, very much so. High final point.
Right, so maybe it's been a while since he's played, right? Historically speaking, he's had some issues outside of the game that would affect the gameplay, but he's probably grown up since a lot then. He has 2 Koreans on the team as well to help him make him feel even more comfortable, and he's working with Demonte. And Demonte's a young rookie, and he's really easy to work with. I've actually played on a team with him for a little bit, on C9 Academy, and he's really great to work with. So I imagine the entire team is gelling really together, and that's something that's important, honestly. One, feeling confident in the people that you have playing in their ability and how they are outside the game. It all bleeds into it together.
Yeah, a big 2-0 week for Clutch to start off the 2019 season. Game 5 is coming right up as Echo Fox and Golden Guardians aim to pick up their first win. We'll see you here after the break.
Might kill him here. It's gonna be a solo. Comes out, throws down the World Ender. He can get the kill on Huni, but he gets stopped up. One more Darkened Blade to come in, but he uses the Umbral Dash.
Nice, kill him. Kill.
Nice. Well played, bro.
You too, man.
Keep going. Fragasso, no flash, guys. Victory. Nice. Go Baron.
Nice.
Good job. Let's go, guys.
He's coming back up as Acadian. The Smoothie falls. The double kill coming in for Demonte as he's looking for a few more. The triple kill for Demonte. Looking good as he dives back in. The quadrant's gonna go to Huni, and Clutch Gaming will take the victory.